Hello, YouTube world. Hello. Um, so this is gonna be an interesting live stream. Some positives and some negatives to go over. So first of all, I want to show this really excellent example of validation that I have received regarding something very dear to my heart. So in 2018, I was very active on Twitter, and I made a meme called "Make Vancouver Canadian Again," um, and it went viral on Twitter. I mean, I had a lot of followers. I had 5,000 followers at that time. This was before I was really being gang stalked like the way I am now. So I was able to build up a following commensurate with my abilities, which I've not been able to do on YouTube. I've been held back um, because I am gang stalked now. Probably I'm gang stalked. A lot of the gang stalking I experience today would stem from this stuff that was going on Twitter in 2018. So I was very successful, and that has apparently threatened some people who now uh, keep me repressed and go to extraordinary lengths to keep me repressed. But in 2018, that wasn't going on, so I was able to get a large following, and I was talking about some important things that were going on in Vancouver that had been going on for a long time, and that would have been underpinning a lot of the reason why I was supporting Trump at the time. Okay, and as a result of that, I connected with a lot of people who were founding members of the People's Party of Canada, and I had quite a community of support online at that time, and my meme went viral. And until one day it just vanished from Twitter. Twitter just memory hold it. Okay, it lives on my YouTube channel. I've made a video called MVCA Deconstructed. There's a few different versions of it. You can find it in my Tommy Talks playlist, but it's deconstructing the thought process that I had when I wrote "Make Vancouver Canadian Again," because there's been a lot of misunderstanding about about what I said. So I'm just explaining it further to help clear up any misunderstanding. I'm not going to go through that right now. It's quite a powerful half an hour long talk. You can look it up, or I'll put the link in the description below when I'm done this video. But I'm very, very, very happy to say that somebody watched that video in its entirety, MVCA Deconstructed. Somebody watched it and had quite quite positive and significant comment to make to me about that. So I just want to share that because I haven't ever received that. As important as that video is, and it's a very I think it's a very profound example of me showing leadership. I mean, that's what leaders do, is they don't take the easy road. They go out and stick their neck out for and put their own well-being at risk in order to stand up for the greater good for their community, for their family, and for their surrounding community. And they will not shy away from tough topics or difficult topics. That's not a reason to not talk about something. Okay, so so it was a really good example of leadership on my part, and it's been disappointing, quite frankly, that it hasn't. Aside from the initial going viral, yes, but in the years since then, it has not. I've shared it with so many people that I know personally, and nobody has ever come back to me with anything positive to say. They just kind of ignore it. I guess it makes them uncomfortable. But this person did, and and I want to share what this person had to say. I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see. It looks very blurry to me, but I can't see my screen right. I hope it is not blurry, but I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see this comment on the screen, and I'm going to read it as well. So here we go. Okay, so So this is all coming about under this video that I did recently, this live stream that I did. What was it called? What is going on in Britain? And so evidently there's something going on in Britain where the British flag is being declared racist. And I was just trying to understand why. Like, I've read a few mainstream media articles saying that, but they didn't actually say, like, why, what the problem was, why people thought it was racist. So I had all these questions trying to understand what was going on and put them in this video. And not just questions too. I mean, I was making points as well. And some of the questions were rhetorical. But here we go. This person started off by simply responding to that video. So they're answering my questions, basically, as someone in Britain. So this is what they had to say in response to that video. It's a fight for the existence of the native people in the United Kingdom. They're being ethnically cleansed from their ancestral lands because the Indigenous peoples have legal rights under the English Constitution, and in order for them to be disinherited from their lands, they have flooded the UK with immigrants and then call the natives racist for trying to resist. The fight is for the right to exist as a people and as a nation, and the flag is the symbol of this. The Canadian people have seen what is happening in the UK and have realized that this is also happening in Canada. The authorities in Canada, through the mainstream media, are trying to placate the people so they don't have an uprising on their hands. I mean, it's a little bit different, I think, in Canada, but okay. The Western nations are particularly affected as they are the biggest threat to the globalist plan. That is to say, to destroy nation states from within to create a one-world government. The British people do not want a war with Russia, so a situation has to be created where they can drag the British and Europeans into a war. The British establishment, with a World Economic Forum agenda, don't listen to the British people and never have, no matter who is voted in. No, that sounds like Canada. The British establishment and the British people are two separate entities. The British people haven't wanted immigration since it started in the 1950s, which was 70 years ago. 85% of the voting public don't want immigration, and yet here we are. I don't think we can say that for Canada. I think Canadians do want it, but let's go on. The native British people are now legally second-class citizens in their own country, and newly arrived immigrants are entitled to housing, benefits, and health care before native people, some of whom are starving on the streets. I mean, that sounds like Canada. The immigrants are all young men, often undocumented, and crime has shot up. This can't be hidden anymore. By the way, the Union flag is the union of the four nations of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Technically, when raised at sea, it is called the Union Jack. On land, the Union flag. The English flag is the St. George flag. Hope this helps. Well, yes. So I didn't know one of the things I was asking in the video, because it seemed like Union Jack, they weren't calling it the Union Jack, they're just calling it the Union flag, and I've never heard it referred to as that. I just thought it was called the Union Jack. So I appreciate, I did not realize that when you're at sea, it's called the Union Jack, but at land, it's always been called the Union flag. Okay, so just a little detail that I didn't know. Okay, so that's a really cool comment, right? Like, I mean, that's heartening to see somebody take that position. And I appreciated that. So I let that person know that I was happy with what they had to say. I said, thank you so much for your thorough explanation. Please know you have my full support, and I am aware of the issues you raise. Please check out my video called MVCA Deconstructed, which is about my viral meme, Make Vancouver Canadian Again. And I provided a link. That person, within 4 hours of me writing that, came back with a response, and this is what was really good. Okay, this really hit me hard. They said, Thank you. I appreciate you asking the question and listening to my answer. It's becoming a rare quality these days. I listened to your video and agree completely with what you were saying. Fortunate that people misunderstood your message, but hearing anything outside the official narrative makes most people uncomfortable. I too was born in Vancouver, interesting, and spent my early years in Shaughnessy. My family too are old Canadian stock from Ireland sometime in the early 1800s. So it's very concerning to me what's happening to Vancouver and BC and Canada. It's good people like you are speaking out. Haters tried to silence your voice, but as more and more people are waking up, I don't think they're going to be able to do it for much longer. You don't underestimate the haters. I've subscribed to your channel to support your content and a Vancouver native. Well, thank you very, 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 very much, because it's about time I got some validation on that. I have paid dearly for the Make Vancouver Canadian Again meme and the MVCA deconstructed videos, as well as other things that I've said and written. Really, really, if we really peel back the layers, basically all of my problems today stem from people who have been triggered by what I've said and have sought to undermine various aspects of my life. That's what's gone on. So I've certainly seen the negative reaction to what I wrote, but I haven't seen much of the positive reaction. And I know there is a positive reaction. I mean, it did go viral for a reason. And like I said, I was connected in with a community of people who did agree with what I was saying back in 2018. So it's just, I can't connect with those people now, right? Like there's something about this part of whatever it is, like when I say the word gang stalking, it's just shorthand. It's just a term that I'm using for a collection of techniques that are used against me. Gang stalking is just one of them, okay? But it's also keeping me in isolation. It's hacking my computer. It's monitoring my communications. It's monitoring my movements. It's infiltrating my friendships. It's preventing me from having very much money, preventing me from having a love life, preventing me from, just from all sorts of things. Like, it's a whole collection of techniques, and it involves a whole huge number of people. Most of the people, if not all of them, who do these things to me, but who are at the like directly in contact with me doing these things, if they're that close to me, they don't even know. They don't even know about Make Vancouver Canadian Again. They're not the ones who saw it and got triggered. Okay. They're just being paid to do a job. Okay. So they don't even know what's involved. And, okay. So